Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have a great time here today. We are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are at the Mitchell Park Domes, downtown Milwaukee, where you can see the four seasons, where you can see the tropicals, the tropics, and you can see the desert all in one day.
Right here,
right now.
Pit Boss Grills presents Mad Dog and Merrill Midwest Grillin'. Brought to you by Pit Boss Grills, Griddles and Accessories, Louisiana Grills and Smokers, Healthy Homegrown Wisconsin Potatoes, Sundrop Soda, Shooting Star Casinos, Ebert Drone, Rebex Cutlery, Awesome Shrimp and Seafood, the Wisconsin Agriculture Tourism Association, and by Lashbro Visual Communications.
Hey, welcome back to Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling.
Well, as we mentioned, we are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are at the Mitchell Park Domes. You can go to mitchellparkdomes.com. It's not, I don't think, any of our first times here, is it?
Nope, it was here many years ago, though. Many years ago.
Freddie?
I've driven by many times. I've never been inside until this morning.
That's unbelievable.
Where you dropped in this morning, good for you. Yeah, it's a great place. We took our daughter here several times. It was built back in the mid-60s, 1965. The first dome was, and that was the Four Seasons, or the floral, or the show dome, as they call it, because they do 5 different shows throughout the year, like spring, summer, fall, winter, and of course the holiday season.
Sure.
Things like that. In fact, Lady Bird Johnson came and dedicated it back in '66 after the first dome was built, and then they built the tropics, and then they built the desert dome. So it was all built in the late '60s.
This
And I
is
guess I was
beautiful.
here only a couple years after it was built, now that I think about it.
Well, you know the same thing for me. I was here in the 70s.
If it was 71, 72, they were, that's why people were talking about it. They
Yeah,
were fresh.
that was a big thing.
And they're still
Very
talking.
timely. You know that because that was the space race and everything, and to have something like this in the city of Milwaukee.
Yeah, that's true.
Lady Bird Johnson came and dedicated it, I'm
Quite
telling
the
you.
lady.
And it still is a big draw. In fact, we'll talk about each and every one of the domes as we go along. But representing these domes today
Yes.
are our good friends at Sheboygan Pasty Company, SheboyganPasty.com. They're our good friends over in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. You can find them at the, I believe it's called the Four of a Kind Bar on Indiana Avenue in Sheboygan. And you can go online to find out how to get them, but they're absolutely delicious. There's so many ways to cook them. The last time we cooked them, if you remember, we'd planked them.
That's right, we did.
So I noticed on their website that they added directions for cedar plank cooking.
Yeah,
So
they
that's a
have a
good little
website.
thing, so you can try that. If you want to go to our good friends at Pit Boss, you can get yourself a little smoke tube, and you can add a little smoke flavor as you're cooking them. Today we're actually cooking, as you'll see, we're doing it another way, and I'm sorry about that, guys, at Sheboygan Pasty Company, but we're doing it on a pizza stone.
Sure.
So I can present it all at one time is the only reason. You can lay them right on the grill, indirect method of cooking. Look at the directions online. If they're frozen, they take a little bit longer. Thawed out, they take 20 to 30 minutes. They're absolutely delicious.
They are phenomenal. You know, the first time that we had those, I was amazed because it's like, I don't know about this.
Well, you know, you
I'll
guys,
tell you
I ate one in my lifetime. It's the last time I ever get them. Those, what are those things called? Those pockets with pepperoni and cheese.
Yeah.
What?
Hot
No.
pocket.
They're in an Italian restaurant.
Calzones.
Calzones, or whatever they're
yeah,
called.
yeah, right.
You look in there, you see that big puff ball, and you go, oh, I can't wait. You cut into it, and it's like, how did you find the pepperoni? I looked under the cheese.
This is the real deal. You cut into these, baby, man. The
And
food's
you'll
in
see
there.
at the end of the show. But we're just so good, folks. Easy to do in the oven, whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. These represent the domes here today. We got 4 of them on. Merrill and Freddie are going to get the 5th 3 times today. So they're
Oh,
locked.
wow, Freddie.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
We're talking.
It's we're at the domes. You got to have 3 drinks. So in general, they have the traditional Youper pasty. But they also do more creative ones that you'll see. We're doing the Italian. We've got the breakfast one, Sheboygan bratwurst one. We got traditional beef. They have dessert ones now, which I wish they would have sent a couple of those. And if you're watching, guys, please send a couple my way. I think those are going to be just absolutely
Yeah,
delicious.
that'd be nice.
So those go on the grill. They're easy to do. They're a meal in itself. Seriously.
Right. No doubt about it.
SheboyganPasty.com. Good enough.
Good.
I'll take one
Merrill,
with me when I
Freddie's
go to work
thirsty.
down in the
Freddie, are
mine.
you thirsty, buddy?
Freddie is always thirsty.
Freddie's all, how about a little wine spritzer here, you know?
So when we're in the floral of the showroom, the first dome, they have the grapes, they got the fig trees, they got the pomegranates, they got the olives, grapes as wine.
Okay, we got a little Pinot Grigio. Not this much. We want this more of just a refreshing drink, Freddie. I want you to really enjoy
Pinot
it.
Grigio, wasn't it that little puppet that they had?
Yeah, it was. Pinot Grigio. I love it. I love it. You're a man. You're the man. All true.
So he's doing grape juice in there because
Right,
we're in the
exactly.
grape.
Little sun drop here.
Give me that darn thing because our parole officer Rod and I are going to have a drink
Oh,
too.
good. You deserve it.
God dang tootin', we deserve
All
to
right,
work with you
little-
guys. I got a little anxiety getting rid of her coming up. A little anxiety getting rid of her coming up on the show here. It's legal.
All right, there you go, Freddie boy. The orange there. Enjoy it,
Anything with
sir.
orange slice, you know that.
Yeah, we got you covered. You gotta have your orange
baby.
slice on there.
Look at
This is refreshing. You know, nothing, not a whole bunch of alcohol in there, just the wine.
I don't want to spill nothing. I need a little wine with my.
No wine before it's time.
So in the next segment, we're not done yet, but in the next segment, we're going to do a neat little roll up, and it's going to be a little on the drier edge, and I wanted it that way. We could have made it more moist, but we did it on the drier. So I'm going to do a chutney. So we're going to do a nice little chutney after this little drink.
All right, love chutney. Good stuff.
And homemade chutneys, not hard to do, but it never turns out the same every time you do it.
No, it's something a little bit different.
I'm going to start out with just a little white wine, just for the flavor of the white wine and for a little bit of the acid that's in there. Yeah, and apple cider vinegar.
A little tang.
Yeah, you
to
got to
it.
have that little tang. We're going to sweeten it up in a minute or two. And then when we're in the floral dome, this is what the floral dome looks on the inside. Beautiful olive trees. We have the raisins in there from the grapes.
Wow.
I'm going to do a little bit of orange in there, just for the flavor of the orange and the acid again. We're going to do the raisins. We have Greek olives, green olives, black olives. So we're going to plop those babies in there.
Good. I love chutney.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is going to be a chutney or not, but
Type of thing. I love it. I was hoping brown sugar.
yeah, you got to have a
that
lot
in
of
there.
brown sugar. There's a good cup of brown sugar. We're going to ladle that baby in there. So that's going to sweeten it up. But my favorite, we've been doing a little bit of experimentation with Charles Street flavors. Chuck. His name's Chuck.
Chuck, good old Chuck.
Chuck's a good guy. Chuck's out of Edgar, Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. He's got several great sauces. He's got the original, he's got the honey. I love a honey barbecue sauce. So we're gonna do the honey barbecue sauce in here. And when Chuck was a young man, his family had a ginseng farm. And he moved back on the ginseng farm. And in the farm, they had a bar like everybody else did in the 50s and 60s and 70s down in their basement.
Sure.
And they had lamp posts and lights like you do in a bar. So that represents his lamp post that they had in the bar growing up. He moved back into the ginseng farm. They have honey that they raise themselves. They got maple syrups. They got different spices. He's a griller and he's an expert griller. He loves to do it just
Good
for
man.
fun and family. His motto is, where great flavors call home. And you can go to charlesstreetflavors.com. So we have his honey barbecue sauce in here, and I chose one of his spices, and it's the ancho chili with lime. And so we're gonna put a whole bunch of that in there because it's low sodium. Well, no, it's okay.
It will be.
It's
You're
okay.
all right,
It's
Freddie.
really
It'll
good.
be okay.
Yeah.
Don't darken that mustache of yours.
Oh, man.
So we're gonna stir that all up, and we're just gonna kind of cook that down a little bit on top of the griddle and use that as a stove top. And when we come back, we'll make the what this tops with.
All right.
Freddie, a little music, please.
Get us out of here, Freddie boy. That's going to be good. Here we go. Welcome back to Mad Dog & Merrill's Midwest Grilling.
I'll tell you what, we're having a great time here in Milwaukee. I'm an alumni of UW Milwaukee, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I went to school in UW Milwaukee. My brother went to Marquette University just down the road over here. Aunts and uncles lived in Milwaukee. We
That's
also had a
right.
great time. We visit Milwaukee all the time. And you folks should too at the MitchellParkDomes.com. In fact, through September 8th, they have the United Plants across America. So they also have a nice display on the floor, which I'm assuming is the first one. I really don't know how the domes work here.
Right.
Wherever
right.
the floral one is. Wherever the tropical one is, that's where we are right
We're
now.
right next to it.
Can you feel the tropics
I
right
can
now?
feel
Hot
it.
and humid?
Hey, look at this. The
This
guy,
is pretty cool.
I know.
look at the guy.
Oh,
Flamingos.
Freddie, huh? Flamingos.
Did
He's got butterflies.
I got butterflies. You
Oh.
got,
Will you guys just stop with the shirts?
what's you got? Huh.
Over half of the animals and plants live in the tropics. Over half of the animals of the world and plants of the world come from the tropics.
Ah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is.
And there's over 80 to 400 inches of rain in the tropics each and every year. And I forgot to put some beautiful figs, by the way, in my chutney, which is just a bubbling away. So we're gonna add those figs in there right now so they cook away with that. We were reducing that really good. I took some, I don't know what I was doing. And I'm going to make a mess.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Pillsbury croissants.
Yeah.
They ain't quite what I wanted when I rolled them out, were they?
No.
So, and we got some nanas. And I wanted to do whole nanas, and nanas ain't going to work whole with these little things, that's for sure. But on there, my daughter goes, why don't you put Nutella? And I said, that's great, but we're making a chutney to pour over the top of these. That's that chutney. So we got a little coconut, because you'll find coconut in the tropics.
That's a good idea.
And you're going to dark chocolate, because you find the cocoa tree, which produces
Now we're talking.
chocolate. And I'll get a rolling up on these because I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's just, here. And there's turmeric in the tropics, so I'm gonna do a little turmeric. That's a root system. Remember, it's kind of like a horseradish root or other root.
Definitely has a different flavor to it.
And cardamom. Cardamon's kind of a sweet, savory type of situation. So we add a little cardamom in there just to give it that little extra flavor because it comes from the tropics. And black pepper, Indian black pepper comes from the tropics, so we're using our up north pepper inside of there. So it's kind of a little hodgepodge of manure. Did I say manure?
Yeah, what the heck? Yeah.
But because
That's what they say it tastes like all the time.
and so we're
It
gonna,
cardamom. I thought it came from a sweater. I don't know.
so we're gonna attempt. I'll do these, and also, of course, comes the coconut and the coffee. So Meryl's gonna make a coffee
I'm anxious
drink.
to see how those turn out, though.
You know something? If they do, it'll be a miracle.
Hey, gonna use some coconut cream here, which is very good. We're gonna make a little liqueur, especially for Freddie. Mad Dog and I are just gonna have the coffee and coconut cream, but this stuff's really nice and thick. And I'm gonna use a good. I'm gonna go good 3 tablespoons on there. Good stuff, Freddie. Now, Freddie's not a big coffee drinker, so I'm gonna be light on you on this. All right.
So that's coconut cream as opposed to coconut milk.
Right, exactly.
Coconut cream as opposed to coconut milk. Coconut
Shake that up a
cream
little bit.
as opposed to
what we got
coconut
here.
milk.
See how it comes out. All right, ready?
Well, coconut cream is the name of my favorite donut. Is it coconut cream?
Coconut cream?
Oh yeah.
Well, you like this. This is going to be good. All right. Little Irish cream in here. You know what's fun is you can make so many different things with so many different liqueurs and things to add it up. This we got some ice. That's there for you, Freddie.
So is that the coffee
Yep,
with the
that's
cream
coffee.
in?
Yep.
Look at that.
I bet that's going to be good. Now there's
Yeah.
cream in here, right?
Yep, cream in there for you and I. There you go, Fred. Oh, I bet that's going to be good. Freddie boy? As I call you, Freddie boy.
Oh, that's okay. You know that.
Well, I don't know. I just assumed that coconut would have it. But how much coconut did you put in there?
3 tablespoons. I need more.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure this out when we do a couple more of that. Freddie, you play a little music because this segment ain't worth the tropics, I'll tell you that.
That's true. A little sugar, a little brown sugar. Hey, welcome back to Mad Dog and Meryl's Midwest Grilling.
I'll tell you what, we're going to talk a little bit about the third dome here at Mitchell Park Domes, and that's the Desert Dome.
All right.
The Desert Dome.
You know, the desert always makes me thirsty.
I bet it does.
Well, I
Freddie.
bet it was. With less than 10 inches of rain a year and over 600 different plants in the desert in there, but less than 10 inches of rain a year.
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
dry. That baby's dry. And in the desert, you'll find some dates. So we're going to take and we're going to stuff some dates here today. The only meat we're using is a little bit of bacon. It doesn't take much, a third strip. I'll tell you what, we're using our great little knives from Rebex, the Damascus.
Oh, that's
Just
great.
gorgeous, gorgeous. 67 layers of beautiful, beautiful steel, of Damascus steel. 15-piece set. Go to RebexCutlery.com, please. Anyway, we got some beautiful dates. I just threw that in there. And the dates are split open a little bit like that.
right.
It doesn't take much because they don't just open up and be a pocket for you. You got to make your own pocket. Now that's chunky peanut butter.
Okay.
So I saw cold stuffed dates recipes with chunky peanut butter dates and dipped in a little bit of chocolate chunks or
Oh.
pieces, and you just kind of serve it up as a little appetizer. But not so with grillers. So we need to cook them on our Pit Boss pellet grill. So we roll them up in a little bit of bacon, and we put them on the grill. And let me show you what them babies look
All right.
like.
Oh, man.
So they're
Those
just little
look great.
tidbits of peanut butter with the dates, that beautiful peanut butter date and the salty, rich, fatty
Oh.
bacon. sound wonderful on the grill to me. So those are the dates on the grill. Merrill, the desert makes Freddie thirsty.
Freddie's thirsty.
He's
A
in
little
South
tequila,
Africa
Freddie.
right
A little
now.
tequila
There
for
we
you.
go.
You got it. All right. Agave. Agave is made in tequila. Also makes a really good syrup. It's very sweet, very
It's
rich.
found in the desert.
Yep, I got some fresh lime in here. Then I'm gonna put a little
Is that what that
tequila.
is? Is agave
Yeah,
syrup?
that's a lot of syrup.
Oh, my
It's
God.
very sweet. All right, I'm gonna put a couple ounces of tequila in there for Freddie.
I think it's noon here in Milwaukee.
Oh, I think it is. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of triple sec also in here,
All right.
which will make a big difference. Sweeten it up a little bit of orange flavor. Okay, got the tequila, got that. All right, club soda. This is the big thing in here. Now the big thing that you want to do is you want to make sure you stir this up very good because the agave is very thick. And,
Kind of like that coconut cream.
yeah, not as that thick, but it's pretty thick. But you want to stir it, so I go ahead and use a little plastic knife here. Well, I'll tell you this trick. If you're a margarita lover, you're gonna love this.
I bet that's going to be good.
Got the
Right.
club soda, you got the carbonation. Little ice in
There's
there.
the ice.
Freddie,
That's what I was
Freddie will
waiting
be wanting
for.
to come into the domes every week.
Yeah.
And when you come to the domes, you'll be able to see Steve,
There you
the
go.
bearded dragon. Steve, the bearded dragon is on the inside.
Really?
Yeah. Looks like Freddie after a few of those.
Puff the magic
Well,
dragon.
well,
So here we go. So we got friends wherever we go, and something special from Wisconsin always has some great products. There's some nice folks in Rosendale, Wisconsin area that believe in health and wellness, and they do hemp products.
Yeah.
And I've studied on hemp products because we used them for a dog, a couple of our dogs that had epilepsy, that had seizures, and we used them and they work well. And they have like a CBD dog biscuits with a mere 5 milligrams of, and my daughter uses these, by the way. She lives in Oshkosh for EAA with their dogs, and she uses them for the fireworks, and they work out really, really well. They really do.
Really?
And if you're not familiar with CBDs and CBG, our good friends at, and I'm going to say the name of the folks here are Fur Gunners, Fur Gunner Farms, or you can go to Marsh Castle Cannabis Company, Marsh Castle Cannabis Company, or Fur Gunner Farms in Rosendale. They use both CBG and CBD together, and what that does is there's receptors in your body
Right, yep,
that
I'm
accept
familiar
both of
with that.
those and work as anxiety ridders, which as a matter of fact, I've got some gummies right here from them, and I'm about ready to grab one of those. And they also work as pain relief and anxiety, pain management, if you will. So these are a muscle cream, and then they have a cooling muscle gel that you might want to use to re-soothe the muscles after maybe exercising or something like that.
For my arthritis.
And I'll tell you what it is. And we've used other of these, and Lori's using some on her back right now, and it's working. And I've bought these before, and they're usually pure white, and they're bleached, and they smell like a perfume.
Right.
Like Saks on Fifth Avenue. These have they do have eucalyptus and some other flavorings, but it's got the green of the cannabis in there, the green of the cannabis in there. But what they do is also cold press, and cold pressing is very, very important. So these folks are very knowledgeable. They cold press. What they do is they get each and every batch certified so they know there's no THC, the hallucinogenic, that's in hemp. So they make sure that it's all certified. They're not in the spice company, but they've got a gorgeous, and if you ever used ground up powders for fiber and for, I can't think of what I'm,
Protein and stuff?
yeah, and protein.
Yeah.
So they cold press, they make the hemp powder, and it's great fiber and great proteins inside of there that you can utilize that way. They came out with a spice, not because they're a spice company, just because people were asking.
Sure.
So there's hemp involved here and CBD oils, but it's all cold press, and you can go online and learn how to order it. They have a farm that you can get in Rosendale that's open, I believe, pretty much almost daily, and they have a nice little dip that they do with sour cream and mayonnaise, and they put a little bit of dill in there, and it's a simple little recipe, and a little bit of their shake, mild, spicy, wildly delicious hemp spice. and it's just to boost your little morale a little bit.
I need a boost in my morale.
Here's what this old man needs right here. So these are gummies. These relax you, and whether it's, and they have beautiful oils too, by the way. I didn't bring along, but they have different oils, of course, that they have that are topicals also, or you can use in liquids and stuff. But they're good friends in Rosendale. And if you have age-related aches and pains, anxiety, or sleeplessness, they are the professionals. Cold press, I'll say it again, it's like olive oil.
Yep.
Cold press olive oil is the best. If you take and reheat it and reheat it and reheat those olives and you press it out into it, it loses all its beautiful textures and flavors and chemicals. If you heat it up, and if you change it chemically by heating it up, or by doing other things to it, by using chemicals to extract the oils, it ruins the whole thing as far as we're concerned. They cold press, and here's my anxiety. We'll be right back. Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grilling. Peace, love, and happy grilling, folks.
You got her. Happy grilling, everybody.
Mad Dog and Merrill's Midwest Grillin' is a production of Lashbro Visual Communications.